you say you will when you won't. Oh, baby, do, baby, when you don't. Let me know, honey, how love feels. Is the truth now? Is love real? Honey, don't.
Exciting episode of Open Air with Tom Remington. That's who I am, Tom Remington. Glad you took a moment to join me. Notice the hat? Well, it's sunny and warm here in Florida, you know, so you got to keep the sun off your head. I do have a little bit of hair up there, but, you know, whatever. So I just thought I would, you know, wear something a little bit different on my head today. Hey, you know, have you ever participated in a poll? You know, a poll where they ask you questions and you answer it, and then they do all of these things to figure out what they want the answer to be. You know, it used to be, or some people think that when you participate in a poll, the idea is to find out what people think. And polls really aren't for that anymore. A poll is to ask questions, make people think they're giving their opinion, but they're actually being forced into saying something that doesn't, well, they might not would normally say anyway. And let's face it, polls are designed in such a way to achieve a desired result. And that's why polls, you know, you really well, you can participate in them. I do all the time, by the way, and I'll get to that in a minute. But you can't take polls too seriously now, especially the online polls. Now, when you go online and you participate in a poll there, and what I mean by online, let's say if you go to somebody's website, doesn't matter whose it is, and they have a poll you can go over and you can answer a question or whatever. Some of those polls you can just keep answering them over and over and over, and some of them have them set so that if you try to do it a second time, you know, it takes the information from your website and it prohibits you from doing that. But if you know much at all about computers, you can easily just go change that information, just, you know, delete your cookies or something like that, and you can go take the poll as many times as you want to. So it really kind of ruins the scientific part of the poll. But I always look at polls this way. I remember when I was first married, my wife would always say, "Honey, do you want to wash dishes or vacuum?" And I'd always say, "What's the third part?" And she says, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, it needs to be, you're taking a poll, so, you know, would I rather wash dishes, vacuum, or none of the above?" And none of the above is what I'm interested in trying to find here. And so that's sort of the same thing when you participate in these polls, because you might get a question like this. Do you love Barack Obama because A, he's black, A, he's black and good looking, B, he's black, good looking, and is in good shape, or C, he's black, good looking, in shape, and whatever, you know. And you know, you don't have any other choices. You know, the choice of, you know, like, how about well, I like him but for not any of those reasons, or how about I don't like the guy at all? You know, where's the answer to that? So I mean, that's an exaggeration of what you run into, but that's kind of what you do. But I participate in this polling thing, and I kind of let them know how often I'm interested in participating, and I tell them maybe once a week is about it. And lots of times the poll is about, you know, real stupid stuff about products and company names and that sort of thing. But once in a while it gets into some politics, and those sort of things. And I do those fairly honestly because I think they'd figure it out after a while. But I remember one time I went to the polling station near where I lived. Matter of fact, it was right next door. And I'm trying to think. I believe it was the 2000 election. The one, because this is down in Florida. This is the one where the whole world discovered that Floridians can't count. They can't add ballots, and everybody learned what a dangling Chad was. But anyway, I remember coming out of the polling booth, and they were having an exit poll, and it kind of caught me off guard for a moment. But I remember when the guy come over and said, "We're conducting an exit poll. Would you be willing to answer a few questions?" I said, "Sure." And they said, "Who did you vote for?" And I said, "Al Gore," and which wasn't true. And so I made sure that every question he asked me was a complete opposite of that, knowing full well that these guys, they think they know what they're doing, and they think they've got it all figured into their logarithmic or algorithmic formula on how many doofuses like me are out there trying to trick them. Huh? So anyway, the next time you participate in a poll, just bear in mind that the question you're answering with the multiple choice may not contain all of the right answers. But have fun with them anyway, and that's about all that polls are good for, is just for a laugh and whatever. But hey, you have a good day, and we'll see you next time right here on Open Air with Tom Remington.
How come you say you will when you won't? Oh, baby, do, baby, when you don't. Let me know, honey, how love feels. Is the truth now? Is love real? Honey, don't